by simplifying their measurement of operations and developing better linkages in operational performance measurements and the financial performance measurements of a company, many companies become more competitive. However, the new ways of working or finding better ways of working give them enough confidence to go and sell their products and services to more customers. Selling or marketing themselves is often a weak link with many component manufacturers, suppliers, or medium and small scale industries. Marketing itself is a big concept, but there's something that is always on offer by you to somebody else. That means whether you are in an existing supply chain or you want to enter a new supply chain, there is an offer you have to make. This offer is usually something which is intangible, but this offer is going to work only if it is going to help you as well as the buyer. What is it that makes an offer good? Very often we see that all the people in industry have similar words to speak. You pick up the selling brochure of any company, they have the same lines to say. This makes selling more difficult, or rather it makes making an offer more difficult. There are many times I have come across small and medium scale industries who have become very proficient at making a product and delivering it to the customer. And during this transaction, they have come across methods that can actually improve the functioning of not only them but also their customer. But these offers have fallen flat. The reason why they have fallen flat is what we are going to explore in this section. But whether this offer is to a company outside you or the offer is to somebody within your company, it is always nice to understand how good offers need to be made and communicated. An offer should be so good that it cannot be refused, or an unrefusable offer. What are the criteria that make it an unrefusable offer? There are many areas or subjects which focus on making a good offer, how to structure an offer, but the core of all this is this offer or an idea should be actually good enough to solve a problem. Then comes the question, whose problem? My problem or the customer's problem? If it is my problem, naturally, the customer is not ready to change. So if your offer has to be accepted by a customer, it has to be so good that it solves some of his core problems. Very often we see that people say that we are a solutions provider, or we are not only components provider, but we also provide solutions. But all they land up doing is look at some small symptoms and solve them. But if you want to make an unrefusable offer, it has to be looking at the core problem, not at small symptoms. And if you have to be the winner in a bid, then you have to make sure that this thing that you are offering cannot be easily replicated by your customers. Now, please understand that this is not to do with innovation. The offer which I'm talking about need not be based on a very heavy or path-breaking innovation. This offer can be made by a regular company which actually does not have anything unique to offer in terms of products. It can be the same product that you are offering and your competition is offering. It is the same market in which you are offering as your competition is offering. But by looking at one core problem of your customer and then structuring the offer in such a way that it actually significantly reduces a major problem of your buyer, then this offer becomes an unrefusable offer. So this offer which you are making has to come from a significant improvement that you have made, and this significant improvement must have an ability to address the customer's core problem and significantly reduce the core problem. So in trying to develop this offer, one should have an holistic view. That means I'm still not talking about what exactly you are offering, but I'm saying that whenever you are even thinking to offer a solution or an offering to the market, always begin by understanding the three things that are constantly in play. The first is your capability, what it is today and what it can be tomorrow. Sometimes we need to make an offer because we have spotted an opportunity, and that means this is going to play out in the future. You have learned something, you will make that adjustments in your operations, and this can then offer something in the market. That means you're going to take an advantage of an opportunity that's going to open up. So you should first know what are your capabilities and what they can be in the future. If you're talking about a manufacturing organization which is already supplying to somebody, your capabilities today should be well known to you. That means what level of quality you can produce, what quantities can you produce, what is your reliability, and how good is your ability to manage the interface with your buyer. How much of money you're making by doing all this. This is your current capability. And if by some experience you have understood that I can change one of these four aspects significantly, which is going to improve my bottom line as well as reduce one major problem of my customer, one core problem of my customer, you can then go on to make an offer. So always understand what is your capability and what your capability can be in the future. Number two, how does the industry sell whatever it is selling? That means what is the sales process in your industry? What are the core driving factors in your industry? For example, do you often use a quantity price curve? That means if the quantity goes up, your average price comes down. Or do you have some other significant core principles on which you sell or price your product in the industry? Then comes the third aspect, which is called what exactly is the customer's core problem, and how is your capability typically going to impact this issue with the customer. That means if you have a substantial capability improvement? How does it solve your customer's exact problem? And also, if there's certain practices in the industry, how is that practice impacting the customer? Taking the printing industry as example, where we know that the volume price curve is in play, how does this impact the customer's behavior? Or how does it impact customers working? So if somebody is trying to keep the price down, the second guess he has to take is how much is he going to sell? If that is the guess he's going to take, it is quite likely that it is leaving the customer with huge amounts of inventory which is just getting old. Obsolescence is one of his issues. So whenever one begins to make an offer, whether it's to acquire a new customer or to make the current customer realize your new capabilities, any offer needs to be first studied.